What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be discussing a Love Letter to You 5 and looking at what Trippie had to say. Before we do start, I know that 47% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed, so if you're new here, please drop a sub. We're on the road to 50k, and with that being said, we're going to get started. Before we look at Trippie's tweet real quick, I do want to point out in the last video that I made on a Love Letter to You 5, there was a comment that said right here, already talking about a new album and it's been 3 days. Go listen to it. Obviously, this guy's talking about how I made a video about a Love Letter to You 5 right after Mansion Music dropped, and I just went on to reply, and I said this in the video as well, that the only reason I'm making the Love Letter to You 5 video is because it was obviously confirmed to be releasing before this Mansion Music album. At least that's what we were under the impression of for a long time. Obviously, if you guys have been following the videos, you know that as well. I did see a few people mentioning that in the comments to the last video, so I just wanted to add this in. But anyways, getting over to Trippie's Twitter, he tweeted out, I think yesterday or 2 days ago at this point, saying sad music loading. Trippie also posted the exact same thing on his YouTube community tab, so it's pretty safe to say that a Love Letter to You 5 is still coming and it's going to be the next release. I guess that would make the next question, when is the album coming? Well, I feel like at this point the album has to be done, right? It was originally supposed to come before plus Trippie spent all of 2022 just, I believe, working on these last two albums. At least a Love Letter to You 5, we know he was working on it all of last year because we thought there was a chance we would get it last year. Just assuming that the album is done, I would say that it could honestly come within the next couple months. I know Trippie just dropped an album, but we've obviously been waiting for Love Letter to You 5. Trippie confirmed that it's coming, and at least to the last update we had on that project, we have all the singles out. I don't know if Trippie's gonna scrap those off and just leave them as one-off drops, or maybe they'll still make the album. Either way, it doesn't really matter at this point. Trippie's proved to us that he's fine with dropping an album with 0 singles released. That's exactly what he did with so whether those 4 songs that he dropped in 2022 end up on a Love Letter to You 5 or not, that's not gonna impact the release date to the project. At least there's a chance it doesn't. I really thought a Love Letter to You 5 would come in February, but I would just find it super weird for Trippie to drop an album in January and then one in February, because I mean, at least to my knowledge, we're just getting these 2 Trippie albums, and I don't know why you would want to drop both your projects for the year in the first 2 months of the year. But then again, I know we've been waiting for a Love Letter to You 5 for a long time, so do we really want to wait until summer or fall? It's just a really weird situation. I understand why Trippie dropped first. It was because there was no hype for Love Letter to You 5, and this obviously worked. At least it looked like it did. Did okay first week sales wise. It mainly just got people talking about him again, which I think was the main point of that album. And now that people are talking about Trippie, he's one of the only bigger artists to release an album so far. He can really try to hype up a Love Letter to You 5 now. Like I said, it's just a really confusing and weird situation. I guess I could see the album dropping this month. That's really unlikely, I feel like. The last thing I want to point out though is DJ Scheme did say that Biddy by Juice and Trippie will most likely be dropping in less than 2 months. Scheme says Biddy is dropping in literally less than 2 months, he thinks. I've already mentioned at Juice WRLD Day how he told me it was going to be dropping in February, but that was way before the stuff happened. So with all this being said, we'll see what happens. Maybe a Love Letter to You 5 drops in February or March, maybe April. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.